you don't want to buy a company or invest in a company when everything's great, because you're going to pay the full price for that. You want to find a business that is having trouble, that is, as we always say, is a fixable problem that can be fixed in the next couple of years or so. And we're talking about UnitedHealth Group. Their symbol is UNH. They're in the healthcare plans industry. Surprising with all this, the decline in the stock, the short's only 1%, so people aren't shorting this stock at all. Maybe it's all the bad news is out already. Institutional ownership is 91.4. Good PE ratio, 12.4 versus 13.7. Price to sales, 0.7 versus 0.4. Price to book value, 2.8 versus 2. Price to cash flow checks in at 9.6. That is below the industry at 10.8. And you have a PEG ratio going forward of only 0.8. That's half the industry at 1.6. So some good value here appears to be there. Now, this is amazing, and I think this will be changing going forward. But earnings over the last year are up 45.8% for UnitedHealth versus 20.5% for the industry. Sales for UnitedHealth climbed by 8.1%, industry up 5.1%. The 5-year earnings per share growth estimate, and this is fresh, just came out this week, still at 16.3%. They're still seeing some good growth here. Industry's at 14.3%. They pay a nice dividend, 2.8%. They use 35% of their payout ratio. I'm not sure. One thing I question with all the problems they're having, will they cut that dividend? I've not seen anything yet. We don't follow this company, but what I've seen so far, I've not heard any major financial problems where they cut the dividend. So you may collect a dividend while the stock continues to fall, perhaps. We do send the balance sheet. Current ratio 0.9 versus 0.6. That is good. Debt to equity is also 0.9 versus 0.8, so that's positive. I do see a net profit margin here in line, 5.4, actually better than the industry at 2.8. Return on equity is 23.3 versus 18.7 for the industry. Wow. The cash flow just is double the industry. It's 24.8. I'm pretty sure, well, that's billion.
Yeah.
That is billion. The industry's at 13.5. So this company is a cash generator. So you may be getting a lot of free cash flow. And I remember reading, cash flow can be so important for a business to grow that business over time. This company has that cash flow.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at the current price, I mean, this is really where it's interesting. It's $295.57 again for UnitedHealth. Their ticker symbol UNH. 52-week range. I mean, we know it's been beaten up. It's actually not at the 52-week low quite yet. Essentially, the 52-week low is $248.88. The high, though, $630.73. Year to date, the stock is down about 42%. So, I mean, it's just been hammered. And this is where it's intriguing. I mean, now with the company, and I remember looking at UnitedHealth, and it's like, well, it's an interesting business. It was always like, well, it's kind of fairly valued.
Right.
I don't think it was ever like at 25 times earnings or anything. It wasn't egregiously overpriced. But now you go out to December 2026, you see it's at estimated earnings per share of $26.75. I mean, you get a target sell of $444.05. It is trading around 11 times earnings. But the thing that is, I'm going to say concerning, is, I mean, they've had so many problems.
Yeah.
Just to list a few here, this past week, actually, the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services announced an aggressive expansion of Medicare Advantage audits. So if they're not doing things properly, well, that could actually hurt the profitability of that particular part of their business. Then also, too, I thought this was interesting. There's a report that came out. The company made secret payments to nursing homes to reduce hospital transfers that added, again, further issues. Then there's a Department of Justice investigation. Then their CEO stepped down. Then they pulled their full year guidance. And actually, this is kind of almost backwards, not
right
in chronological order. But then we also talk about last year they had a cyber attack that hit, I think it was millions, 190 million people is what their cyber attack was impacting. And then you had, obviously, the CEO of UnitedHealth, the insurance division, that got murdered. I mean, they've had so many problems in the last 12 months. I mean, this is like a 10-year window of almost concerns, not 12 months.
And you say, well, bad things come in threes. Well, I think they've had more than their fair share.
Yeah.
And that could be why the CEO stepped down. Like, I just
can't handle it.
Yeah. I mean, they've got some bad luck coming through that's really hitting them. But this could be, again, that's when you want to buy a company if the fundamentals make sense. And I don't remember the stock hitting 630. I remember at 400. I think we kind of looked at it like, yeah, it's a little bit pricey. I never saw it go to 630, which it did obviously hit. But I mean, there seems to be some potential here with it. You gave the earnings out on the target sell price already? What was that?
Yeah, the target sell price here was $444.05, so it trades at around 11 times earnings. But I did want to say as well, the other thing with UnitedHealth that is always a little bit confusing is, they have health insurance, they have a PBM, but they also are kind of in more businesses as well. They have like a doctor's network. They have Medicare Advantage. They have more business lines than a traditional health insurance company. And sometimes that worries me because there's, I'm going to say, maybe potential waste. There may be potential areas of government concern. There's more to research on this business, to say the least.
Wow. I got surprised by that closing bell. I thought we had more time left, but we don't. So